I want to know how you are doing. We are about halfway through the Lenten journey. We are about halfway through our walk with God to get to the cross and the resurrection. And I want to check in and see how you're doing. How are things going for you on this journey? And I asked that question because I came to the realization like we're asking a lot. Jason and I have challenged you in many different ways over the past few weeks, and we want to check in and see how you're doing. Give you an opportunity to pause and say, whew, this is a lot, or yes, let's keep going. Let's get there to Easter morning. Uh, so here's some of the things we've asked you to think about just prior to Lent beginning. We looked at the Lord's Prayer, and we looked at how when we pray the Lord's Prayer, we are actually becoming the answer to the prayer. When we pray the Lord's Prayer, we are becoming the prayer. We are saying, God, include us in this work. Help us to provide daily bread. Help us to forgive others. Include us in this work that you have here on earth. And so we challenged you by asking you to think about how our prayers are actions and not just words. And then we've come into this Lenten journey and we've come across the theme of forgivable. And we're getting to the point where we're talking about ourselves as children that can be forgiven. But we've also been asking you to think about the places and the people and the things in your life that need to be forgiven, that you need to offer forgiveness to. We've asked you to think about how you say, I'm sorry, and what that looks like. We've asked so many things of you to think about in the way that you approach your relationships. So, we want to know how that's going. During our Lenten Bible study that Ryan has been leading for us, we've been looking at the 7 last phrases of Jesus. We've gotten through a couple of them, and we're starting to really reflect about what was going on with Christ in that cross, in that final journey. So, how are you doing? What are you needing right now in the middle of this Lenten journey? Are things really heavy and you need to take a pause and a break and just say, okay, just give me a day and I'll pick it back up? If so, take that day. Are you at a point in the journey where you say, I need help? I can't figure all this out by myself. I don't know what's going on. These words about saying I'm sorry are really hitting home, and I need to talk to someone, or I need space, or I need some help, or I need someone to support me on this journey. Then I encourage you to reach out and let us know how we can help you, how we can be there for you, because that is what the church family does. Are you doing just fine? Are you soaking in everything that you've heard and working hard every day and taking it one step at a time? That's a courageous place to be as well. And we encourage you. So over the weekend, over today, if you're outside enjoying this beautiful weather, I want to encourage you to say, how am I doing? If you've given up something over the Lenten season, if you practiced fasting something, how's that going? Check in with yourself. Give yourself a little evaluation. Reach out in the ways you need to reach out for help. Or step back in those places where you need to step back. Or maybe you need to take a plunge and dig in a little bit deeper. Then I encourage you to do that as well. We have the space to do that. We have the time to do that. This Lenten journey, this process that we are working through right now, is a time where we are encouraged to get closer to God. Jason and I and Ryan have been trying to come up with ways and dig into Bible studies and look at biblical concepts that really challenge us. So we are challenging you to consider your relationship with God and where are the ways that you need to dig deeper and grow closer. Maybe it's through a relationship. Maybe it's through an act of forgiveness. Maybe it's through understanding Christ's words a little bit more. Maybe it's becoming action and not just praying words. Lots of things to think about, lots of ways to get involved on this journey. Well, we're halfway through. So take moments, take a few seconds just to take a deep breath. Know that we're halfway there. There's that great 80s song, oh, we're halfway there. So we're halfway there. How can we help you? What can we do? How can we be in prayer for you? How can we support one another during this journey? That's our question today. Just check it in. Just wanted to see how you're doing. I'm going to open up our prayer line here in just a few minutes because I want to check in on folks and see how they're doing. So if you're online, write it in the chat. Let us know how you're doing. Tell us how things are going on this Lenten journey. Or you are welcome to jump over if you're live and want to jump over on the free conference call line. You're welcome to do that. That number is 563-999-1222. You see on your screen a way that you can offer your prayer requests. You can text them. You can put them in the chat, whatever you're most comfortable with, or you can join us on that conference call line where we're praying together. We hope you have a great weekend. I challenge you to think about where you are on this Lenten journey and take care of yourself.